Alright, so hey guys, I can't believe nobody's talking about this yet, and today we're gonna be, talking about Valorant console, Valorant release date, and a bit more details I found. So I can't believe nobody's talking about that yet. If you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button to join the army, and if you're an old user here, welcome back. Because anyway, today we're gonna be looking at why, it's gonna come to console. There's so many reasons I have on this. I have 13 videos on these and even more, and there, new reasons just keep popping up. So I'll just start with the basics right now. So this is the most played games. I don't have one for PS4, but I have the most played games for Microsoft. So Microsoft also goes for console, right? So if we go over here, this is most played games on Xbox. If you pause this is basically the proof. This is for Xbox only, right? Anyway, look at this. We have a top game. It's Fortnite, okay? Everybody knows, everybody plays Fortnite. We have Call of Duty Warzone. And Call of Duty Warzone is actually a great game. We have an NBA 2K20. That's a great game as well. Rainbow Six Siege, who wouldn't have expected that? All the games you usually see, right? But if you check over here, what are these games like different? These all three, or actually almost 4 and 5, these two are actually super cheap, so they're almost free. They are all free, right? That's why they're played the most. Minecraft, for example, is just a game that has been there for so long. But Destiny, I think, was pretty sure was free as well for a long time, and it even is free right now. And the thing is, these games are free, okay? So, Riot already has a huge advantage by making their game free and getting actually a lot of players. The next thing we also have is there's no competitive niche. Are you gonna be playing Roblox and Valorant mixed together? I don't think so, to be honest. You can't play Valorant with like Apex Legends because it's too fast-paced. Just like these two games can compare to each other, Valorant and Fortnite cannot. So there's a huge untapped market right now. So I'm gonna go in my MS Paint. If you've been watching my videos, I'm like a professional painter or whatever. But this is like the PC market right now, okay? So to draw this close, this is the PC market. And what they're doing is they're competing, with, this is CSGO. So this is like all the market did this for the niche, for the real strategy, first-person shooter that's actually, slow paced. So just to go into detail, you have all these games. You have CSGO, you have Rainbow Six Siege, which is actually pretty much similar to CSGO. So you have Rainbow Six Siege. I'm gonna zoom in here just so you can know. CSGO, Rainbow Six Siege, and then we have Valorant. What other games we have? There's so many games that actually work the same. We have also kind of like Overwatch. So Overwatch, not exactly, but we could still kind of put it in there. It's still kind of first person, and you have to use, your aim and whatever. So considering these games, all of these games on the PC, I probably missed a few, have to compete in this small circle or this big circle of a single niche people actually like to play. So competitive first-person shooter games. We also have Paladins and stuff like that. I'm not gonna count lower played games. If I missed any, please let me know, because I probably did. But a lot of these have to be competed with, right? The thing is, this is for console. This is gonna be. I'm also gonna be talking about release date. So I also have timestamps. So if you want to check that, I also have that. So this is console, right? It's slightly as big as PC. So there's actually a lot of units over there. The thing is, you can't really compare the PC and console because you can track how many consoles were sold, and you can't really track what PCs were sold. I'm pretty sure more PCs are sold anyway, but are they really used all for gaming? So to make it, an effort, console has this huge market right now, and it doesn't have CSGO. So we can take the CSGO that out of the way, okay? We have Rainbow Six Siege here. We have Valorant. We have Overwatch. So these are just some games, people prefer to play on consoles, right? But the thing is, a lot of games are actually PC exclusive. So PC exclusive, PC only. So whatever, you know, you can't play them on anywhere else. You have to use your mom's laptop, you have to use your dad's computer. That's completely normal. But what basically happens is this huge niche for Valorant. Valorant will make a quick step into making into this niche because there's a lot of first-person shooter games. Here you have like, well, first-person shooter games that like require real-time strategy. So all of these games, and plus there's like thousands more that don't get a lot of players, right? There's only like Valorant, Overwatch, Warface, Rainbow Six Siege, and I probably missed a few. Overwatch is actually the first game, so there's also going to be a second. It's kind of failing right now. It's slowly, you know, losing players, and the second one is not even going to be first person. But Rainbow Six Siege, okay, we can put that. Rainbow Six Siege has a lot of cash from tournaments, to be honest. It has a huge benefit to that. And then we also have what I consider is Valorant, if it comes into the market. So, you know, and there's just a huge step for Riot to actually consider and take over this. So what would potentially happen is if they market this really good for consoles, they would get a huge portion of cash, huge portion of players wanting and looking to play free games. Some people can't afford free games. Even I am on a strained budget where I can't buy any PC game and, you know, look into finishing it. So what will happen is these games are mostly played a lot because they're, you know, cheap or free. So Rainbow Six Siege is like less than $15. You can even get it like for 10 or whatever. That's why they play that much. But look at this. Look at, if you compare this, this is like, these are all crammed games, right? There's thousands and thousands of games on PC, while on console, there's only a few slightly selected games that, you know, Sony has to confirm. So what Sony doesn't want to do, unlike Steam, so on Steam you can just put your games up there. On Steam you can, you know, just pay $100 to release it, or whatever. And on Sony you have to make a deal. So you can't just put any game on there. You know, Sony actually reviews it and, you know, stuff like that. I'm not saying, you know, Steam doesn't review it either, but, you know, Steam is just like marked with bad games right now, or just indie games, while Sony is kind of like, oh, we're only doing big contracts for big companies and you need a lawyer and everything like that. Most case scenarios. So Valorant can actually get a huge market out of this, and a huge market for them means tournaments. Yes, tournaments. So a lot of tournaments means a lot of people. Hopefully you could read that, but tournaments means more people, which means more cash. Like, Riot, why is Riot releasing all these updates? Is just the one simple reason. Riot just wants cash. Okay, no, it also cares about, it's not that simple, it actually cares about, you know, people's opinions. So for example, you know, the rootkit or whatever, or, you know, if there were a lot of hackers, they lose people. So if they lose people, it means less money for Riot, and they don't really want that, right? So one thing I really see from here is they really want to bring out, you know, people's demands for the game. So if a lot of people are asking for console right now, a console will eventually happen. It's just the way it is. If there's demand for something, you know, a brand or a company will create supply. Just look at Supreme. You know, they put out like, I don't know, 2 or 3 bricks, and they instantly get sold out. There's just like a huge demand, and this is like the same thing for the consoles. There's a supply and there's a demand. So all I can say here is supply and demand, and then we're gonna go to the release date. Supply and demand, you know, are the two things that's actually huge. You know, a lot of people have been saying or don't want to see consoles or whatever. I know this is kind of hard to read, but hey, you get what you pay for, right? My content is free. Seriously though. Now let's talk about release date. Release date. Okay, so what I found about these, and then I'm gonna go to mobile. There's also a lot to talk about mobile tomorrow. If you come back tomorrow, I'll talk about mobile. Seriously though, release date, over here, I'm possibly considering, so I said something like 2019. I said something like 2020. And now my opinions are changing over time. I read a lot of articles per day. I'm searching, you know, I'm searching for actually new articles to see if anything is better. But what actually the release date is gonna be right now is soon as possible. I might get into a detail in a video in like 1 or 2 days or so, but as soon as possible is a pretty good example of this. So soon as possible is actually new release date, I actually say. So what does mean soon as possible? Fat man, that could mean soon as possible could mean me on my deathbed and my, you know, son and whatever bringing me food. Soon as possible actually means at least 3 to 6 months, okay? Why not 2 months, you say? Why not 1 month? So if it was 1 to 2 months, we would already have like some sort of an announcement. They always make some sort of updates or announcements, okay? So 1 to 2 months beforehand, they make hype, okay? I hope you can announcement. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can read that. But they make hype, right? Yeah, that's pretty simple. I think my paintbrush is alright. But soon as possible is pretty much fine with this. And 3 to 6 months. So let's see here. So by December, you know, kids and people are gonna be buying themselves Christmas gifts or for others. It was the same in Fortnite. And December is time for spending, no matter if it's a quarantine or whatever. People will want to spend money. So December is just the least, you know, they can do. And they have like, I'm guessing like they have at least 1 to 5 devs working on console right now. So that's my opinions. There's at least 1 or 5 devs working on console. Why? Because they're rushing it. They're rushing it. The Riot doesn't care if it will take, you know, if it will take $100,000 to make the game or $50,000. It's changed to them. All they want to know is, you know, they're talking, you know, with the developers or whatever, and they're like, oh, when's the game gonna come out? Yeah, and they're like, oh, we need like 3 more devs to make it like possible in like 3 months. Okay, we'll send you the cash. You'll get 50k more. Just release the you know, console version, or release as the beta version for console, so we can actually promote this product, so we can push this out, and we can actually get prepared for esports. And they're like, okay, super. We'll hire more devs, and that will be awesome. I think this Valorant is actually a huge project for Riot right now, and a lot of people aren't talking about this. So that's why I'm making so many Valorant console videos. It's just an untapped market I really want to be discussing about. And every day I make a single video about Valorant console, and I like it a lot. So if you want more, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and, you know, check out my other videos. That would mean a lot to me. And anyway, this is Fana, sign out. Peace, guys.